This YouTube channel. This is going to be a super review of the Ozark Trail 16 by 16 spear tent. I usually don't do reviews a whole lot, and I'm not affiliated with any manufacturers, but there was not a lot of information on this tent. I don't know if it's new or what, and honestly it's a little bit self-serving because I just want to get some views. So I actually don't want anyone else to have this tent. I would like to be the only person that owns it, but I don't really think it's a perfect tent for a lot of other people though, because it's a little bit hard to pitch. It has these older style fiberglass poles that have it has like elastic band in the middle of it, and it keeps it together. And then it's really a two-person job unless you can get the middle of the dome pitched up and held up at least like 6 feet. If you can do that, then you can start to move these. These poles will actually dig into the ground, and you can slowly dig them in all around, with the center being about 6 feet tall, and then slowly move them in a foot each. And as you do that, it'll push that top up. But if you just try to, like, you know, like a fishing pole, pull back, it's going to snap them because they're all working together. And if you put all that weight on just one, because it's going to want to hold up all the other poles also, and it's just not going to work. So it's really a two-person job, but it's more than a one-person tent, so it's very likely you're going to have another person around. But it took us about an hour first time. Second time probably about an hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on keeping track of it, which we didn't do. So, but that's just a guess. I think that's about what it took. It's very spacious. I'm about 6 feet tall, and when I stand inside and put my hand up, I can't reach the top till about right there, and that's a good 3 feet from the center. So I got 6 feet of area that I can't touch, and then even here my head touches right about here, right about the top of this wall. So as you can see, we have the smaller inflatable bed, and we have actually tracked a lot of dirt in here. This was all brand new. And then we have a little heater going, and this is a heater that you don't have to worry about ventilation much, but even as a person that breathes air, we still have this ventilation open here. There's one on both sides here. And then there's a vent on both sides here, and these are supposed to be held open by guy wires, but I've noticed when you do that, as far as it'll go, and it doesn't really hold it out like you'd want, like that. So I actually go off of a tree usually. I've set this up twice, so once was off of a fence and this is off of a tree now. But we paid $200 for it from Jet. I usually don't buy from Walmart, but I looked at it and it sounds like Jet is owned by Walmart now, so regardless, this is going to be, it's the Walmart brand. But right after I bought it, Walmart had it for $160. So I probably would have bought from them if I saw that. It also has some, it does not have a rain fly, but it has, you just unzip these, and you get a skylight there. And there's 4 of those. And then this is kind of cool because if you have a stove, which no one's going to recommend you do, so you're on your own with that if you put a stove in. But any kind of venting, so you want to put, I don't even want to make any suggestions, but for whatever you needed to vent, there is this, which is very convenient for people that maybe have their own property and they want to do some 4-season tenting. This is obviously not designed to be a 4-season tent, but we did seal it with silicone. We bought a gallon of mineral spirits, and then we mixed it with, I think it was a 10-ounce tube of silicone. And the silicone, you had to stir it a lot. I've done it before, and normally I would use lacquer thinner and the silicone that's made with acetic acid. It's very smelly, kind of smells like apples. But I've looked at some other YouTube videos, and they were saying that that wasn't necessarily, that wasn't their recipe. So I went with their recipe, even though I had previous experience thinning silicone. And we used the mineral spirits and the silicone 2, the GE silicone 2. And that was not in the tube that you would use a gun. It was just like a squeeze tube for the bathroom, for just touch up. And then we did that, the whole gallon to the 10 ounces, and then it took like 10 minutes to dissolve. And then I initially started spraying it, and then I ended up spraying and back brushing. And as it started to clog my garden sprayer, which was not designed for mineral spirits, I just took the handle off, and it would just kind of dribble it on. So I was dribbling it on and then back brushing, and now it's very waterproof. The only places that we got water was by these vents, and it was windy that night, so I think it was blowing in, and we had a line of water, just little droplets right there. And that was the first night. And then it rained again, and I went out, and it was almost perfect, like no water. But it was just a nice, not windy rain. It was like straight down, and it wasn't super heavy. But we had previously owned a tent, and it was like a 9 by 11 or something, and we stayed out, and it rained, and we just got drenched. So after that experience, we learned about the silicone, and I think they're supposed to be done at the factory that way, but we just took the brand new tent and started waterproofing it. So for anybody who's looking for a tent and is looking at this tent, this will be video number 2 on YouTube. Maybe in a year there will be 10. But the doors, there's a door on either side, and they're both exactly the same. And one other thing I noticed about setting this tent up is we did this kind of tight, because it looks nice when you draw everything out really tight. Makes a nice geodesic dome shape. But then when you open the door, it doesn't want to close again. And then when you force it, it might rip. In fact, we ripped a little bit right here where someone, I think it was me, just forced it up and through. So now when I set this up, I make sure that leg and that one are just about 1 inch or 2 inches closer than taut. And you can see it's kind of hanging there as opposed to that one. It's a lot tighter. So that's all. If you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.